plenty of great performances. We're going to have a look at some of the performances, the highlights of the night as we go through. Let's start things off, and it was the women's 100-metre hurdles. Well, we don't need to even say who won that one, boys. You'll see coming out of the blocks very, very fast is none other than Sally Pearson. Yeah, look, the Adidas replay, they've been great all night, and here we go. Pearson, she's known for her great starts, and she just attacks that first hurdle and leaves the rest for dead. But Jenicky held on there, and that was the battle we were thinking might evolve, and she ended up being the next best. And
Pearson, that's her first run over the 6 this season. We know she's in great form over the flat 100 metres, so she'll definitely next run definitely go sub 12.5 in my opinion.
Absolutely, and she ran a 12.74 to take out that women's 100-metre hurdles final. And the sub 13s, they'll come as well, I believe, for the likes of Jenica and hopefully even Brianna Bean, and let's see how close Abby Tadeo can go as well. Absolutely, but plenty of action on the track, but also when we turned our attention quite often to the field, the men's long jump, boys, well, we came here to see Jude Crowther go over 8 metres. He didn't quite get over 8 metres. He jumped 7.74 to take out gold there in the Queensland State Championships and the Queensland Track Classic, and that's a clean sweep of all the events for Robbie Crowther.
Yeah, Robbie Crowther, he's in good form. I've spoken to his coach Gary Bourne. It's out there on the training track. We can see it there. Having a few red flags, having some issues, so we're just waiting for Robbie to put it all together, and no doubt he's got a big jump in him shortly.
If I said to you the words Danny Samuels, Robbo, what would you say to me, mate? I need to lie down, I'm too excited. Look, Sally Pearson gets a lot of the headlines. Danny Samuels, internationally renowned, and here she is. I mean, you feel sorry for the other contestants in that event because we focus a lot on Danny. They're doing great things as well, but as we see here on the Adidas replay, Danny with one of her bigger throws didn't match the Adelaide length tonight, but getting one out over 64, that was great. Yeah, 64.14 for Danny Samuels to take out the event here in the women's discus, and also Taryn Golszewski with the 57.41, not too far off her PB as well. She's starting to find that form that we were expecting coming into this season. Speaking about some of the best for the season, probably the most in-depth race that we had was the women's 800 metres, and it didn't fail to disappoint either, Robbo. No, this was very much hyped up, and like we said, we thought the cream would rise to the top. Even from here, the customary McGowan kick, well, she went from about 250 to 300 tonight. Usually she goes from 200, so she had to hold on from here, and all credit to Kajan and Hetherington. Delamotte had a great run as well, and there's Trishelle Kingdom holding on for dear life in 5th place there. But look, McGowan, as we said in the call, very, very hard to be beaten once she's in that home stretch with a clear line in front of her. So, yeah, another great run. Again, I'm very excited about our 800-metre stocks for the women. Absolutely. 4 of those girls sub 202. I reckon come nationals, I think Brittany, she will go sub 2, which we haven't seen for a while. It's going to be fantastic to see and see how she pans out. Abby Delamotte, another rising star as well. Trishelle Kingdom, it just keeps rolling off, doesn't it? Sub 159, Mossy. Oh, sub 159, yeah, exactly right. Now, the distance events as well. Men's 1500 metres, the pace was on pretty slow to start with, Ollie. Yeah, we saw the pace was quite slow and it took a while there, but Jordan Guzman really timed this run to perfection. You can see Stapleton had made a great move early on, but Guzman just loomed up, almost had a look over the crowd there, go, look at this, here I come, loomed up, had a look over and hit the front and took a commanding victory. And as mentioned, it was more of a tactical race tonight. None of them probably ran PBs, but certainly happy with the win and puts them in good stead as championship racing is upon us shortly. Yeah, very impressive work. He has just gone from strength to strength, Gusman this year, 1500 metres, 800 metres. I don't know whether it is that headband or not, but look, he's just really believing in himself and he's now mixing it. And to I wouldn't say it was arrogance, but to just know, there's Jack Stapleton, I've got you covered, 10 metres before I even get to him. That was certainly something to see, and I'm sure he'll continue to go from strength to strength. The second final event tonight was the women's 100 metres. It only disappointed for the fact that we didn't see Sally Pearson in the starting lineup, but a couple of the foreign raiders did well here as well. Yeah, Fukushima and Toa Whistle, the 2 international competitors. Of course, Toa Whistle is based here in Queensland, but those 2 battled it out and some solid running here. No wind, and we saw some solid times around the 11.50, just below that. Yes, apologies. We just lost the final part of that Adidas replay there. But Fukushima and Whistle, impressive international athletes as we see it pick back up here. And yeah, we had to look at the photo there, and Fukushima just taking the win tonight.
Classic Fukushima.
Absolutely, in 11.50. Plenty of other highlights as well, but we had to narrow it down to the last one. Well, speaking of Tommy Gamble, he was involved in the men's 100-metre final, and we have word that it was Trey Williams taking it out in 10.40.
So they're just they're passing it around amongst themselves.
Home, Tommy Gamble, but young Trey Williams just held on, and I think we're going to see the best of Tom Gamble soon, I think.
Fantastic to be with you guys. Huge shout out to the guys from VPA, everyone who joined us on the hashtag Summer of Aths.
Yes.
Look, it continues on. Next week we're going down to Sydney. We've got the Australian Junior Championships, which will be streaming from Thursday right the way through till Sunday. And as part of that fiesta of athletics down there, we'll also take in the Sydney Track Classic before we turn our attention to the Melbourne IAAF Championship down there, and then we're going to come back up here, boys, for another weekend in Queensland for the Nationals.
And we're next door in the big house, the big top.
We're in the big,
next time.
Big track, so it's going to be a fantastic event.
We'll pack it out.
Love it here in Brisbane, and the Nationals are going to be fantastic.
Thanks very much for joining us, and I'll tell you what, we'll do this again next week.